Today we're talking about finding the quotient using the standard algorithm. This is long division. So in your notes, make sure that you have this as your title. Find the quotient using standard algorithm long division. Also in your notes, please copy this down. The number inside the division sign is the dividend. This is what's being divided by the number outside, which is the divisor. And above the line, we always put our quotient, aka our answer. Okay, so pause if you need to keep writing that down. Otherwise, join me on the next slide. To find 351 divided by 9, let's first estimate. Okay, we know that 9 goes into 36 4 times. So we know that 9 goes into 360 40 times. And since 360 is relatively close to 351, we know that it has to be around the number 40. So the first digit is in the tens place. So now let's use the standard algorithm. We rewrite 351 divided by 9 like this. The 351 goes inside the division sign, and I'm dividing that number by 9, so that goes outside. Okay, so let's break it apart. I know I've already kind of showed you the answer, but let's look at it like this. Does 9 go into 3? We look at the first number. The answer is no, so we place a 0 here. Does 9 go into 35? The answer is yes, it goes in 3 times. And 3 times 35 is 20, or 3 times 9, is 27. So we take that away from the 35. Now we get 8. We bring down our 1, okay? So that's why I have an 81 here. Okay, now how many times does 9 go into 81? It goes in 9 times. So 9 times 9 is 81, and when I subtract, I'm left with nothing. Do we need this 0 out here? No. Our answer is just 39. Let's look at another one. Find 31 divided by 878. Okay, 31 does not go into 8, but it does go into 87. Let's estimate first. 31 goes into 62. It also goes into 93, which is a little bit smaller. So I know that my first answer is going to be 2. So in the tens place, I put a 2. 2 times 31 is 62. Let's subtract. When I subtract, 7 minus 2 is 5. 8 minus 6 is 2. Bring down your 8. Okay, let's think of this as a 30 and a 260. Goes 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, and let's pause there. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times that it's going in. And 8 times 31, using the standard algorithm, is 8 and 24, so 248. And when I subtract, I'm left with 10. So you could keep going and add a decimal point here, and then bring down a 0, and think of this as a 100. 31 goes into 100 9 times, or excuse me, not 9 times, 3 times. I was thinking 3 times 3. 3 times 31, 3 times 3 is 3, and 3 times 30 is 90, so 93. We could do a 7 and do a 70. Goes in twice. That's 62. Bring it down. Do an 80. It goes in twice. We can keep going and find a decimal point to a certain maybe tenths, hundredths, or thousandths. Or we could have stopped right here at the 10. And we could say 28, remainder 10, or 28 and 10 31. Depending on what they want, these are all acceptable answers. But let's write this one down just because we're used to using fractions right now. And also write down the decimal version, but put a ... because we didn't finish. Okay, your turn. Go ahead and try these, and I'll be back in just a second to show you what I did. Okay, here we go. 16 goes into 31. It doesn't go into 3, but it goes into 31 one time. Bring down your 8 after you subtract, and 16 goes into 158 9 times. Okay, and use your green sheet if you need to. So 6 times 9 is 54. So my 4 goes here, my 5 goes here. 9 times 1 plus 5 is 14. So 144. And that's 14 left over. So my answer is 19 and 14 sixteenths, or 19 and 7/8. Okay, over here, 768 divided by 8. Let's rewrite it. 8 does not go into 70, but it goes into 76 9 times. And 9 times 8 is 72. So bring it down. Then we have 48 here. 8 goes into 48 6 times evenly. So we're done, and our answer is 96. Okay, so let's try these. I have 6,493 divided by 75. So I'm going to write that like so. And I ask myself, does 75 go into 6? No. Does it go into 64? No. Does it go into 649? The answer to this part is yes. It goes in 8 times, and 8 times 5 is 40. Carry my 4. 8 times 7 is 56, plus 4 is 60, so we get 600. Subtract, and I get 49. Bring down my 3. 75 goes into 493, a total of 6 times. 6 times 5 is 30. So bring my 3 over. 6 times 7, and we get 42, plus the 3 is 45. And we're left with 3 here and 4 here, so 43 remaining. So our answer is 86 and 43 75ths. Okay, let's look at this word problem. The average person has 1,460 dreams a year. What is the average number of dreams that a person has each night? Well, how many nights are there? There's 365 days, so there's also 365 nights. So we are going to divide by 365. This 365 does not go in to 1, 4, or 6, so we have to look at the whole 1,000. So let's think of something easier. Let's think of the 1,400 and maybe even 400 here. So I know that it could either be a 3 or a 4 because it goes 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, so that would be 4. Or if I thought of this as a 400, it would be 400, 800, then 1,200. So let's start with 4 and see if it works. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 6 is 24, plus 2 is 26. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 is 14. So I get 0. So lucky for me, I picked 4 first because there's nothing remaining, so my answer is 4. Okay, and this isn't just 4. We have to also say it's 4 dreams because we always need our label. All right, it's your turn this time. Take 56 divided by 4,321 and try D. D says to promote its opening weekend, a water park gave the local middle school 1,050 free tickets. The middle school has 350 students. Each student will receive the same number of tickets. So how many tickets should they receive? Let's divide by 350. All right, I'll be back in just a second to show you what I did. So make sure that you pause and try the problem and then grab your red pen. All right, here we go. On this one, my answer was 77 remaining 9. The way that I got that was I couldn't take 56 into 4 or 43, but it does go into 432 7 times. 7 times 6 is 42. 7 times 5 is 35, plus 4 is 39. So I subtract and I regroup. So this is a 13 minus 9, which is 40, and 3 minus 3 is 0. Bring down my 1, so I can think of that as a 401 divided by 56, and that is another 7. So this would be another 392. I don't need to go through multiplying all the way again because I already did that right up here. So when I subtract, I need to regroup. This is a 300 now. This is going to be a 10. Then I make it a 9, so I can make this one a 10. So 10 minus 2 is 8, and 9 minus 9, just kidding, this was a 1, so this needs to be an 11. Sorry about that. So 11 minus 2 is 9. So we have a remaining 9 out of 56. So 77 and 56, or excuse me, 9 over 56 is my answer. Over here, we divide. 350 goes in perfectly, a total of, come on, 3 times. And 3 times 0 is 0, 3 times 5 is 15, 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So that's all I have for you today. I'll see you next time.